2018 Kwanzaa celebration here for the city of Evanston at the Fleetwood-Jourdain Community Center. Kwanzaa is the Kiswahili word meaning first fruits. Matunda ya Kwanzaa means the first fruits. Kwanzaa has been around since 1966. So for over 50 years, it started in Oakland, California, in Dr. Maulana Karenga's living room. So there was one gentleman who was a professor at the University of California State who went to the motherland, went to Africa, observed many different cultures, saw the traditions, and felt that he could synthesize a tradition that would be meaningful to African Americans here in America. So this was not about trying to be an African on the continent. This was about being an African in America. So that is relevant to who we are today. Ashe? Ashe is an affirmation. So that's like, yeah, that's right, my brother. Yes, man. Hallelujah. Call it what you want. Ashe? Ashe. Okay. And word? Yeah, all of that. And if you didn't know it, in the African tradition, everything's interactive. It's always a call and response. So I stand here before you, but I'm not alone, because you all are here with me and with us. And I'll introduce us in just a moment. So since 1966, Dr. Maulana Karenga is his name. And Kwanzaa is a non-religious ceremony. Yeah. It's non-military. Yeah. It's non-heroic, meaning it's not celebrating one hero or shero or heroine in our country or in our culture. And it is apolitical. Mm-hmm. So regardless of your religion, your political affiliation, your sexual orientation, your age, your color, you are welcome here today. Kwanzaa is a celebration of our community. Everyone is welcome, regardless of your background. Ashe? Ashe. What I have here before you is our table with some of our ritual symbols that symbolize portions of Kwanzaa, and I'm going to explain these to you very briefly. So we have the mat, typically, which honors our ancestors. So everything sits atop the mat, and the mat is made by hand. So it's acknowledging the work and the sacrifices of our ancestors who came before us. Everything that we do here today is based upon what our ancestors have done to lay the groundwork. And although this is an African American tradition and celebration, regardless of our background, we all have ancestors that we can celebrate and honor. So again, everyone is welcome here today. So we have the mat. We have the fruits. Each fruit symbolizes one of the children or the watoto in the family. So we have fruits here to represent all of the children who are here today, including these children that are here before us. We have the unity cup, and actually I have two of them, which symbolizes unity, but also holds the water, which I will be pouring libations with. See, that's an ashe right there. We have the candles. And typically they're in this order. You have red, from how you're facing, red, black, and green. So the red, so these are the African liberation colors. So for those of you all who may not know, there is not a country called Africa. There's no African language. I don't speak African. But of the over 1,000 ethnic groups and languages on the continent, we're using different languages representing different ethnic groups. So these colors represent the freedom and liberation of African people throughout the diaspora around the world. And typically what you'll see in most nations where there are people of African descent, they have either red, black, and or green in their flags. And the red represents the blood that our ancestors shed fighting for freedom, fighting for liberation. And liberation is actually the key word, because our people were not seeking freedom. We need to clarify this. We were not seeking freedom. Freedom is what someone gives you. We fought for liberation, and that's something that we acquired for ourselves. So we're not looking for handouts. We're looking for what can we do to acquire our liberation. And the red is for our ancestors who shed their blood fighting for our liberation. You have the black. Black for the people of Africa and people of the African diaspora. And then you have green for the land of Africa. And as we know, land is at a premium. What is a people without their land? And in Africa, the land is precious. Been very fortunate and blessed to have been there on a couple of occasions. And that land is still being fought for today. So hence we have the red, the black, and the green, otherwise known as the African liberation colors. We have the Kanara, and there you see many different versions of this. And this holds the candles that represent the 7 principles of Kwanzaa. 7 principles. So I'm going to name those principles. I'm going to ask for you all to repeat them after me. We're going to get a call and response. So we'll do the Kiswahili version, we'll do the English version, and then we'll break down the meaning of those. So first we have Umoja.
Umoja.
Which means unity.
Unity.
We have Kujichagulia.
Kujichagulia.
Okay, I heard a okay. Kujichagulia.
Kujichagulia.
Third, we have Ujima.
Ujima.
Collective work and responsibility.
Collective work and responsibility.
I didn't say Kujichagulia, self-determination. I'm sorry. Self-determination, can't forget that. No. Then we have Ujima, collective work and responsibility. Ujamaa.
Ujamaa.
Anyone know what that means? Cooperative economics. Cooperative economics, together. And I'll give you the definitions in a moment. So we got Umoja, Kujichagulia, Ujima, Ujamaa, Miah. Purpose. Kuumba. Creativity. And last we have Imani, which means faith. So I'm going to ask, although I memorized mine, I'm going to ask someone to read the definitions. Oh, thanks for volunteering. So you need a nice, loud voice. Oh, he doesn't have his glasses, his reading glasses. So we have Umoja, which is unity.
To strive for and to maintain unity in the family, community, nation, and race.
So it starts inward and it expands outward. We need unity within our families, within our neighborhoods, within our community, within the city of Evanston, in our nation. Do we not need unity today?
Oh, yeah.
And as a people, we need unity. Second, we have Kujichagulia, which is self-determination.
To define and name ourselves as well as to create and speak for ourselves.
So we have the power and the authority to define our own destiny, to become who and what we were born to be and what we decide is in our best interest. Then we have Ujima.
To build and maintain our community together and make our brothers and sisters' problems our problems and to solve them together.
So collective work and responsibility, Ujima, that's a communal value. We're in this thing together and we have to join hands, we have to work together. We didn't get in this situation by ourselves, but we need to work together to get ourselves out of this situation. So we got Ujima and then Ujamaa, which is cooperative economics.
To build and maintain our stores, shops, and other businesses and to profit from them together.
Profit from them together. It's collective. To build our own businesses, our own community. Here in the black community in Evanston, we had a thriving business district on Church and Dodge many years ago. This community center, this was Foster. Okay, I understand Fleetwood-Jourdain, but this was Foster Center. Anyone know this is Foster Center in here other than me? Okay. So this was Foster Center. We got Family Focused Community Center. We got Community Hospital a few blocks west from here, where I was born, the so-called Black Hospital. My brother, my sister, my mother, my father were all born and delivered by Dr. Hill, one female doctor who delivered us in our community, in our own community, our own businesses. And then we have Miah, which is purpose.
To make our collective vocation the building and developing our community in order to restore our people to their traditional greatness.
Okay? To restore our people to their traditional greatness. Something that already was and still is. We just need to make it better. We need more of it. And then we have Kuumba, which is?
To do always as much as we can in the way we can in order to leave our community more beautiful and beneficial than we inherited it.
And then lastly we have Imani, which is faith.
To believe with all our hearts in our people, our parents, our teachers, our leaders, and the righteousness and victory of our struggle.
And here we have the shell from a coconut holding water. So basically, Kwanzaa acknowledges what's natural. So I have water, we have a plant, which represents the earth. The air we breathing is the wind, and fire I'm going to use to light the candle. So earth, wind, water, and fire, the life-giving elements of creation. Libation is also a tradition that many cultures practice. This is non-religious, non-political, non-heroic, and non-military. This is a cultural celebration, so everyone can participate. Pouring of libations is an acknowledgement, and I'm just going to ask you all to participate, and after I pour libations, I'm going to ask you all to respond by saying libation, okay? Just respond by saying libation. We give thanks to the Creator, which is known by many names. Some call the Creator God, Allah, Jesus, Yah, Jah, Rastafari, Shiva, Quetzalcoatl, Brahman, the Lord, the Almighty. Some people just say positivity. Some people just say love. Call it whatever you will. But we give thanks and we pour and say libation. To the babies, to the little ones, to the watoto, those who are here and those who are yet to be born.
To our future.
Perhaps those who were born but did not survive. We honor, we give thanks for the future, for those children whose lives we live for and we will also die for. We give thanks and we pour and we say libation. And it is done. Ashe. And last, we will do the lighting of the candles. So Kwanzaa is celebrated over 7 days. But I want to underscore the point that Kwanzaa are principles to be lived out every day of the year. We should discuss them. We should talk about them. It should be part and parcel of who we are and what we do and how we do it. We need unity in our families, do we not?
Amen.
We need unity in our community. We need self-determination. We need faith. We need purpose. We got to be creative to come up with solutions to these problems. This is alive. This is to be lived out. Umoja, after our life. Umoja. Kujichagulia, self-determination. Ujima, which is collective work and responsibility. Ujamaa, which is cooperative economics. And then Miah, which is purpose. Kuumba, which is creativity. Imani, which is faith. And it is done. Ashe.
Is called Hold Me. I've never been one to ask you to hold me. I think I've hurt you with that. You say I act as if I've been abused. Emotional wounds that never healed have shown themselves on the outside. I go to you with closed eyes. I go to you with closed eyes so you could never see my soul. In me is stormy weather. These clouds block your light that make me want to be better, and I'm drowning on raindrops. Because I never learned that water should be friendly with oceans of emotions. This water connects to negativity. It's one of the only things I see when I'm crying, and I didn't want you to console me. I've never been one to ask you to hold me. I thought you'd be tired of trying to carry the world on your shoulders, trying to carry our family in your hand. You never needed a man, but sometimes I think you wish he stayed to hold us together. I think you wish he helped a bit more. It's like you see that sandy shore, but you can't move because you've been our anchor and you're stuck out at sea. Your stubbornness tells you that you want to do it yourself. You don't like to have others see you struggle, so you stress yourself and you pull. You pull with no time to relax, so you sign that contract that gets rid of your energy, but gets you close enough to shore that you can lay in these stormy waters without drowning. I've never been one to ask you to hold me, but that doesn't mean that you don't. You ask me for hugs when I can't verbalize my feelings, and you push for them even though I'm not too good with words. You crave the comfort that comes from family, and I'm scared to get too comfortable, so I'm used to pulling away. I pull away before you can pull back, even though you never do. I'm not used to asking you to be here. Not used to saying what I need. You say, ask and I shall receive, but I'm not sure if everything I want you can give me. So I reject myself before you can. I reject myself before you don't. You accept me. Take care of my needs and pull me to the shores of this island called Sanctuary, so I'm no longer drowning in teardrops, and you can get that anchor off your back and we can give each other the support we need. So just this once, I'd like to drown in your embrace, so please, please hold me.
Hey y'all, so I'm Debbie A. I've been on a lot of the bomb team for a while, and I'm a senior, and yeah. So my poem is called Days of Celebration. Now, really quickly, during the summer I went on a service trip to Ecuador, and I had the opportunity to be a part of this ceremony where we thanked the sun and the earth for giving us food. And then I read this book called Children of Blood and Bone, and the Yoruba people do the same type of thing. They have a celebration thanking like the earth for giving them their thing. So that's what Kwanzaa remind me of. So Days of Celebration. Wake up, wake up, wake up. It is time to celebrate. Take your shoes off, Remove your socks, dig your toes way into the dirt. Become one with soil, trees, flowers, the earth. Don't move, don't move, don't move. Just feel the beats of the drums, the vibrations set off by stomping feet, clapping hands, sending waves of whispers from hard-working hands, celebrating hands. Don't move so you can catch the vibe of the energies around you. Wait for the signal. Tilt your head back, catch the blessings the sun bestows upon you to your head, your heart, and rub it into your belly, nourishing the food that replenishes you. Kneel. Give back that energy to the earth to awaken greatness. Set off celebration. People, that was the signal. Dance until your legs can't hold you up anymore. Grab a partner. Send love with hugs and kisses, with dance moves, with beats, rhythms. Send your faith, send hips, 1-2 steps, and know that you've helped create unity. Patterns, send energy, love, and know in your hearts of hearts that your people will send it back. That we as people have each other's back in the day of celebration. Thank you.
What you see on the stage there that look like xylophones, those are actually ballophones. And those are the ancestor to the xylophone. Those come from the kingdom of Mali. They've been played for over 500 years. Not that I've been playing them that long, but... And then here on the ground you have, these are djembes. Everyone say djembe. Djembe. Djembe comes from the djem tree, and be signifies the skin from the animal. What animal is it? Goat. Goat. Yes, very good. So hence we have djembe. So these are djembes. You have 3 different sounds you can make from them. These as well have been played for hundreds and hundreds of years. They descend from the kingdom of Mali, and they're used. These drums are not used for performance. They're used to tell a story. They're used to capture the history. They're used to honor the Creator. So what you're going to hear today is a version of gospel music. The drums are played to honor the Creator, to honor the ancestors, and to tell a story. And these drums here are junjuns. You have the father, the mother, and the baby. So we have 3 different sounds. And on the end, we have the watoto, which means children. We have ulayasi on the very end. Our eldest son. Next to him, we have Olu, Sekou. Then we have Baba Chaze. Baba Mandingo. And then one of our dancers, we have Mama Julie. And we have Mama Miah.
Last but not least, we have Brother Gilo.
So we're gonna have Tim Rhoze make the closing comments, and then he's gonna do the last performance for us while we drum you all out. Thank you, brother Tim Rhoze.
Yeah, not even in my contract. All right. I just want to say thank you all. Go ahead, give me a rhythm. I'm gonna give you something.